Try this again. Going home. Once upon a time, there was a little boy. He got lost in the woods following a tiny moving light into the forest. The sun starting to set in the distance, making it the perfect summer evening. The sun still so bright and warm, yet it was dull with a slight chill in the air. To the boy, this chill felt like a call from adventure. This boy was pretty much an only child. He had many siblings, but didn't really know any of them. He felt like pages ripped out of a storybook that he had gotten written into. This character development continued without him. The world was going on around him, but somehow it didn't affect him. So now, following a moving light through the forest, nobody would even notice that he had left on a new adventure. Life had already gone on without him. Halloween was his favorite holiday. He loved to dress up all year round, without a care in the world. This is how people dressed where he was from. All his clothes were made up of different adventures he would go on. He had a pirate sword and hat from the time that they went looking for treasure, a suit and sunglasses from being a spy, even a red cape from saving the world this one time. Most kids remember learning how to ride a bike or fishing with their father. He, on the other hand, remembered swinging through the jungle and summoning spirits by moonlight. Chasing after lights in the woods was just another place to explore. He had heard about magical creatures living in the trees. A mermaid he had once met on his treasure hunt told him. He had always wondered how she knew about what happened on land, but had no reason to doubt her. So running deeper and deeper into the forest, zigzagging around fallen trees and sinking sand, still chasing the light. A fearless warrior conquering a new world. He came into a break in the trees, where little wooden cabins were built. Each cabin had a small farm. Whoever lived there was completely self-sufficient. He couldn't help to knock on one of the doors. He came this far, he wasn't going to turn back now. It wasn't like there was anything to go back to anyways. He knocked on the first cabin where smoke was billowing out of the stone chimney. Dinner time seemed like it would be the perfect time to be found lost wandering through the forest. Only nobody answered. As the boy walked away, he tried the cabin next door. He looked back at the cabin that he had just left and saw that smoke was no longer coming out of the chimney. Halfway to the second cabin, the smoke went out. Shortly after, the third cabin fell silent like the previous two. What was happening here? The magical creature wouldn't have let him into a trap, would she? The cold air still lingering, now stale. The boy was not yet ready to accept defeat just yet. He decided to break into the middle house. He had no intention on breaking or stealing anything. To his surprise, the door was unlocked. Actually, the door didn't even have a lock on it. The boy called for someone to come out of hiding. He was only 10. Who would be afraid of a 10-year-old? But still, no replies. He decided to walk around. It was larger than he had expected. He was very interested seeing how they lived so far out of the way. He turned a corner and saw a flickering light. So he immediately followed. He got excited when the light saw him. He would finally get to meet the magical creature the mermaid boasted about. The light had a voice, as he expected. It was a very soft voice. She had not been worried about there being a lost boy in the woods. Instead, she said, "I'll take you to the rest of them." He followed her down a set of stairs, leading him down into the underground tunnel. It was lit by candles and torches. It had street signs carved into the walls. He had discovered an underground village. It made sense. They could use the ground above to grow their food and live below, keeping the land green and healthy. A few turns of the underground village, they were at the mess hall, where everyone ate together. The magical creature finally introduced herself as Alex. She looked at the little boy and introduced him to everyone as Little Wolfe, because he was wearing a wolf costume. After, everyone went around in a circle introducing themselves. There were only 12 people, all kids his age, all dressed up in one way or another. Somehow, Little Wolfe was not scared. He knew they were other lost souls, and he finally belonged. And just like that, the cabins vanished, leaving the patch of land green and abundant. Only the pure of heart could see past the magic protecting the world. And that's by me, Shaun Steven Wolfe. And so that's only one of my stories. I might continue. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on?